welcome to Cooking with the Kids, and we're going to make some delicious pizza swirls with ham today. You could use these for a snack or dinner or maybe even lunch, and they're also a very good thing to make.
So the ingredients for this is going to be dried yeast, a half a teaspoon of it. There's 300 grams of strong white flour, 1 teaspoon of olive oil, 1 teaspoon of salt, warm water, tomato sauce, 3 cloves of garlic, fresh basil, a chunk of fresh Parmesan or any other kind of cheese that you have, and then it can be like ham or pepperoni or the kind of meat that you use and you want to put on your pizza. And it's going to be really good to make and eat, and if you don't have all the ingredients, then you might be able to change it a little bit to like fit your own, like how you want it. So the first thing we're going to do is dissolve the yeast into some warm water. So we're going to pour it in and be sure not to spill it because this is the amount that you need. And once you've done that, then find something to stir it with and just stir it around in there for a little bit. Just until it looks dissolved enough and it's ready to put on to the next step.
The next thing that we're going to do is put 1.5 cups of flour into this bowl.
So the next thing we're going to do is add our oil into the bowl as well as adding our salt in there. And so once it's in there, you can start getting ready for the next step. And so now what we need to do is add the yeast in here. Like that. And so once all of this is in there, we're gonna knead it for about 10 minutes till it's nice and rubbery. We need to knead. And then just knead it like this until for about 10 minutes till it's like nice and rubbery. And so it will be kind of sticky, but it's gotta be like that so you can have it ready for your pizza dough.
Pizza, 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 pizza dough.
So we'll just knead it for a while, and when we're done, we'll continue on with the process. So the next thing we're gonna do is fry the garlic, and you gotta be a little careful when you put it in. And there's like oil or something in there, and so when you put it in, it's probably gonna make a little sizzling sound. But that's all right. And then so after that, we're gonna pour this tomato sauce. It's the canned tomato sauce, but if you have a different one, like it's the Hunt's canned tomato sauce. But a different one will work too. And just let it cook there for a little bit. Now, after it's stopped waiting, you then just stir it around with a wooden spoon or something else that you can stir with. So as you can see, we have the dough ready, and we're gonna flatten it out for as thinly as possible. It was rising for about an hour, well, half an hour to an hour, and so after it's getting flattened out as thinly as possible, they're going to put on all the toppings, the tomato sauce and the meat and the cheese on it. So we're gonna continue to flatten it out, and since it's rubbery, it's gonna bounce back. So when you flatten it, you're gonna hold it and like pull it away. And you gotta keep flattening it out until it won't bounce back because it's really rubbery. So we found our roller, and this is actually much better than using your hands. So when you roll it, you want to put your hand here and roll like that so the dough doesn't bounce back. And so she's going to do it, but if you wanted to hold it, the dough would probably go back and it would be longer to flatten it out. So when you do it like that, the dough doesn't go back. Because you saw how we had it in a ball and now it's flattened it out. And if you know how, you can throw it up in the air and spin it around like they do in the movies. But if you don't, rolling it works just fine. And so you're going to keep rolling it until the dough is nice and thin. Then you're going to get ready to put on toppings.
Ow! You okay?
So now that our dough is ready and flattened out, we're going to get some sauce and put it on our dough. And you got to kind of do it fast so your dough doesn't shrink in. So after we do the sauce, we're going to put the cheese and the ham, but for now we just have to spread it around until it's enough for the whole pizza. And then after you put all the condiments on, well, toppings on, then we are going to roll it up. And so we got this this recipe from Sorted. It's a cooking video on YouTube. So if you have any other things that you want to look up, you'll probably be able to find them there. There's a lot of good stuff on there to look at. And make, yeah. And so you gotta get the sauce all the way to the edges because since we're rolling it up, there doesn't have to be like a crust or anything. Like that.
So you can like scrape it to the edges?
Yeah, spread it to the edge. You don't want to waste any part of the dough.
That's the least thing that we want to do.
Yeah, that's the thing that we want to do. And so we'll put our spoon back and we're going to start putting the cheese. We have mozzarella cheese, but if you want, you can put that back. If you want like Parmesan cheese or some other kind of cheese, I guess that can work too. So get your cheese and just sprinkle it around on the top of the pizza. If there's on the side, you can put it there.
I think I got too much cheese.
You can never have too much cheese.
Yeah.
That's one rule. So once you put enough, so we're using this kind, but again, like I said, you can use any other kind that you want. And so now we're going to go to our ham. It can be other meat like pepperoni or sausage or something, but get some ham. Here, you can have that one. And just sprinkle it around on top of the pizza evenly, so there's not like one heaping pile on one side and barely any on the other. And so, as you can see, it's starting to look like an uncooked version of another pizza, just a regular pizza. But once we roll it up, it's going to look differently. It's like a cinnamon roll, but it's pizza. And so, yeah, just get this and put it around. You can arrange it in the way that you want, but it will just get rolled up. So it looks like we're almost done with that. And now I think we're going to roll it up.
Looks like a burrito so far.
Whoa! So now we are going to start rolling up the dough, and you gotta roll it carefully so it doesn't rip. And when you roll it up, like, the sauce might come out a little bit and it can get a little messy, but you got to, you have to be just have to be careful and go with how things are going. And so if it gets a little uneven, that's all right, because you're just gonna cut it up later. So now that it's rolled up almost all the way, so yours might look a little differently, but it's supposed to kind of look like a burrito. And when you bake it, you gotta preheat it to about, I think, 292 degrees or so Fahrenheit. And when you put it in, just bake up for about 15 minutes till it's golden and crispy. And that's when you're ready to have your yummy dinner or lunch or whatever you're gonna eat it for. So that's it. So now we have they're set up. We got like flour on here, and so it won't stick. You don't have to do that, but so you're gonna put it in the oven for about 15 minutes till they're golden and crispy, and then you're ready to have your delicious, yummy baked treat. So this is what they look like when they're all done, and they look really good. They're like little pizza rolls, and they smell really good too. And so we're gonna try them, and hopefully that you'll try it too. It's really good. You have to make these. The best part is they're homemade. If you love pizza, this is a great thing to make.